by calculating the position of every atom.
This is it, the Dawn's communication device. Let's see what I can find on it. Not much, but there are a few encrypted messages from Ziegler reporting on a rift in Paradise Island he was sent to study. Idiot didn't even have enough respect to stay to kill me himself. Well, it's of no consequence. Now that I know where he is, let's go show him the error of his ways. I'm right behind you, but not in a threatening way.
Best we start discussing strategy, Commander.
That tastes good too. Auntie's Choice Antibiotics cures most infections overnight and smooths away stubborn wrinkles.
Your presence is needed in the meeting area, Commander.
Careful now.
The information collected on the peace talks has been verified, Commander. As time is a factor, this unit suggests heading to Greater Tranquility Station as soon as you are able.
You have a plan, Commander? If not, may I suggest unrestrained carnage tends to grab people's attention.
Bullet could solve a lot of problems, provided we can reach DeVries before she enacts her plan to kill the delegates. Can't wait to see the look on her face. From my sights, specifically.
Records indicate Greater Tranquility is a derelict station. Consequently, the ideal route to reach the main chamber for the peace talks will be through its underbelly. Be advised, in the absence of Victor, status deceased, and his explosives, Agent DeVries and her team will be committed to a frontal assault. Some of the station's security automechanicals may also be operable and may attack both your team and hers, Commander.
And our wits, but mostly our weapons.
Additionally, per the Earth Directorate Manual, when lacking equivalent combat forces, determination and vast amounts of ammunition may make up the difference.
Always up to erase an erratic variable.
I'm coming with you. Who better to make DeVries pay for Horizon Point than a pair of her own Phantoms? I'm not asking. I'm telling. You've got to let me have this, Commander.
Confirming coordinates for Greater Tranquility Station. Confirmed. Use the astrogator when you are ready to navigate to the station, Commander.
Looks like the second choice has got a new shipment of swill. Gave it a try. Needs some aging, but not too bad.
All items only 5 bits.
You mind if I don't
Pick
pay
it up
so
and it
much?
falls apart, I'll even discount the pieces to 4 bits
What if he
each.
let you try? Well,
That Free Market Station was open to all. Why am I being accosted?
Free Market Station is open to all, except flies. It's awful suspicious. They've been gallivanting about, asking everyone questions. The information I'm collecting here shall not cover this.
Buy from me and live to tell your fellows about my story.
Protect your loved ones, protect yourself. I feel I should tell me what you need. Can get caught unawares all you like. My armor will keep you safe.
think I misbrowse all you like. Feel free to... Mind telling me if I still browse all you... Feel free to go on a...
Stimulants, medicaments, drugs. Get your drugs here.
Gee whiz, that's your gee whiz.
Garment's here. Come get antis. If you're in need of spruce, I got. My gear has the fewest holes out of any close-on station, or your money back. Buy from me and live to tell your fellows about my story.
I'm beginning to reach the tail end of my patience. You will tell me the location of the broker.
Lad, you ain't got much of a concept of a deal, do you? You ain't got nothing to offer, and a threat is offering less than nothing.
You realize any other arbiter would have crushed you where you stand for obstruction of justice long before now? That I am flowing with magnanimity?
Can't say I know what that word means, but if you're inclined to keep threatening me, only thing gonna be flowing is your blood out your body. Stranger, seen my fix? Hope you're about to offer to rid me of this damn fool.
You cannot dissuade an arbiter from their sovereign-given duty, no matter how much of an irritant you may attempt to be. I came to meet with the information broker for, protectorate business, protectorate reasons. However, I find myself foiled at near every turn. None within the protectorate would defy an arbiter and expect to live. Regrettably, I cannot make the locals see reason without rendering myself unable to learn what I seek.
Even polite entreaties don't see most getting an invite to the broker. And you've been anything but. See, you may have thought you said have an audience, but what you actually said was let him assassinate.
Do I look like a sentinel to you? No, don't answer that. My point is that if I wanted to kill everyone here, we would not be having this obnoxious conversation.
No matter what this fella says, he's not going to convince me to trust him. He's a walking security risk.
An arbiter need prove themselves to no one but the sovereign. But if I must debase myself to further my aim, so be it.
Interesting thought. Occurs to me there might just be something that needs looking into. Within the Golden Ridge locale on Dorado, there's a refugee camp. It's unassuming, quiet-like. Most of the folks there just want to be left alone. They see to the few needs they have by working with the broker. But we ain't heard from them in a fortnight and change. Serves to reason something untoward may have transpired there. You see your way to looking into that, maybe we'll talk. Great! Take the lap canid with you. I've had enough of his excitability, and so have my customers.
I don't claim to be pleased with the circumstances surrounding this co-investigation, but perhaps we may surprise one another. I'm Arbiter Tristan Rao. When I was an apprentice, yes, but not since. And certainly never with an outsider. I shall meet you at the camp. Let us hope we both arrive there intact.
They're fine. Intentional.
So you did come. Good. I'm not partial to working with those given to second thoughts. It seems we arrive on a desolate scene. I don't know what transpired, but whatever it was killed the refugees to a person. As an Arbiter, I bear a strong stomach. But if you've any reservations about witnessing destruction visited upon the innocent, you'd best steel yourself. I hope your words are true, for carnage is a more than apt descriptor today. I've some theories on the refugees' killers, but I remain unsatisfied. Although I am not required to do so as an Arbiter, I would care to acquire proof. Let us comb the remnants of this charnel house. These people could have been saved if they simply hadn't deviated from the paradigm. Life was this, without the Sovereign's guidance? Is that? Yes, that's an incisor, all right. cannot help but feel a pang. Let's hear it. Seems this base has seen its share of destruction. I maintain that it feels deliberate, judging by the still standing buildings. Was there anything remarkable about it? Logical. Your deductive skills would be better served in the Protectorate, but that does not reduce their efficacy. Did you have anything else? You're certain you've combed the place to your liking? Very well. I shall continue. Salutations. Has your search uncovered anything of remark? You've been busy. What did you find? I doubt it factored in their inadequate. Did you have anything else? The fact, did you learn anything by exam? I ascertained the burn wound. That auto, did you notice anything interesting about it? Then it was fighting blind. Doesn't, oh? I don't believe I would have learned that on my own. Seems I underestimated you. That's exceedingly useful. You're certain you've combed the... Then let us debrief and see if we can't deduce a good first observation, and one I concur with. Too little damage, no signs of traditional firearms. Have any theories about the automechs that did this? My thoughts exactly. How do you believe they were compromised? I may have a strong theory, but I do not have a definitive answer. Indulge me. How do you think the mechanicals were corrupted? It seems so simple, and yet the only remaining puzzle piece is why. Why go through all this trouble to eliminate a handful of isolated refugees? Agreed. I do believe that relay is of Protectorate make, and the refugees most certainly didn't build it themselves. They were likely Protectorate as well. I hypothesize that they used it to listen in on Protectorate communications, then sold what they learned to Sub Rosa. After the Vox Relay's recent destruction, High Command would have ordered a security sweep of all communication systems. This outpost's relay would have returned a signal. Upon learning of this camp's existence, they'd have dispatched a sentinel to cross off any would-be traitors. Hence the destruction we bear witness to. Theorized. I knew this was an ex-Protectorate encampment, but wasn't sure it was a Sentinel's doing until this moment. They operate in clandestine ways. Now with that finished, we... Hold. Some things approach. Be ready. I suspect someone has disapproved of our inquiry. Seems the machines return, bent on eliminating any stragglers.
Proceeding to attack. I'll handle this.
None shall stand against us!
Away. Recharge before it discharges.
That was a hardy engagement. You held your own admirably. These automechs will never be used to perpetrate such heinous acts again. I believe we're at the end of our investigation. The prospect of sharing our findings with the broker isn't terribly appealing, but we've little choice. I will locate my wretched Sub Rosa transport and return to Free Market Station. Pleasure fighting beside you. Be sure you return to Free Market Station to debrief with me. Despite our work here, I somehow doubt the broker would grant an audience to me alone.
How are the informant lines treating you? Hear anything good?
Hey, you there! If you're interested in furthering the cause of history, come speak. Yeah.
Greetings again. Hope that little day excursion you and I jawed about is going well. Libations or information? What's your poison?
The encampment had been razed. I'm sorry to say there were no survivors, but I believe we were able to uncover what transpired. I should add, your observations during the investigation were unexpectedly keen. Working beside you was a pleasure.
I'm surprised. Didn't know if you had it in you, especially with an Arbiter in tow. But you got what was needed. Not bad at all. I'd be happy to direct you to the broker. First, though, we've got a small issue. There's a malfunctioning lamp in the basement I need someone to take a look at. Here's a keycard to get you down there. You mind? Sharp. I like...
Anyone had asked me, I had to put the odds of a live Arbiter finding his way into my chambers at 1 in a few trillion. Good that you didn't come here for blood, Arbiter Rao. Barney would have sniffed it out and broken you in twain. And I do disdain mopping up Protectorate corpses. My apologies. Barney is sometimes overzealous in the guarding of my body. Though, when it comes to Protectorate Arbiters, it is perhaps warranted.
If you know who I am...
Interesting. That question appears to be at odds with High Command's public statement on the matter. Losing faith in your masters?
No. But I cannot shake the sensation that something was awry with her passing. If you know something, tell me. Please.
I could get used to this kind of groveling. Your instincts are right, Arbiter. Though we don't know the specifics. I received information that your mentor's body bore signs of a fight, and a nasty one. Someone killed her.
More than I'd care for there to be. But the important part is that I was correct. I knew I was right to be suspicious.
If that's all, I think you'd best get along. I prefer not to sully my quarters with Protectorate lackeys. Live ones, anyhow.
And I prefer to limit my time with scheming blackguards. Let us take our leave from present company. Speak to me outside, if you would. There's something I'd care to ask you.
Recharge
of the Arbiter typically does not require the assistance of others. We are expected to act as wholly... But I fully realize that had I not your aid today, my investigation's progress would have stalled and withered. During our investigation, I gauged your trustworthiness and did not find it wanting. What say we travel together? I think you have earned forthrightness. I came to Free Market Station to seek the true killer of my mentor, the Supreme Arbiter. Sub Rosa deals in information, and were thusly my best lead on her killer. They gave me less than I'd hoped, but it was at least a start. Unfortunately, I cannot act truly alone. I have no ship, and no support. My colleagues have accepted that her death was a natural one. Questioning an explanation of that nature is foolish, dangerous even. Nonetheless, the circumstances of her death trouble me. I cannot allow myself to accept the explanation that's been put forth without investigating to the fullest of my abilities. I do not know your allegiance, and accordingly shall not speculate. Suffice it to say, for now, that I fear the true killer is within the Protectorate. I will keep to my convictions in any case, but I understand. What instructions would you have me follow? My weight? I will, but if my sense of duty...
Rubbing shoulders with Protectorate Arbiters now, are we? I'll reserve judgment. Hopefully, he can and miss all this stimulating conversation.
Let us...
Observational data is important, but I hate seeing these rifts so close.
Good evening. On behalf of everyone in Auntie's family, I want to thank our hosts.
That there bears more than a passing resemblance to the Incognito. Perhaps it belongs to that wayward backstabber of yours?
With tensions being patched in Golden Ridge, I am certain we can both profit from a merger. But surely the good Vicar Laureate and his fellow shareholders have some
Looks like Earth Directorate handiwork.
I and my fellow
Not familiar with the model.
remind you that this is no merger, but an alliance. By ending the war, we may focus on the true threat to our society, the rifts.
Andre, protect the console at all costs. It's you, is it not? The one Agent DeVries warned me to expect? Well, see here. If you intend to stop me, you're far too late.
Go for transportation. DeVries plans are up on the monitor over here. Sloppy. I'd bet bits to Borstwurst. That's going to need a new fuse.
This is good. If the Protectorate's own leader is beyond his depth. He and his ilk won't anticipate an alliance.
He's not my sovereign.
Yes, right. Well, landing a strike against the Protectorate in this state will be something like wrangling a galloping breadworm.
I am unfamiliar, but I presume that to mean it will be without exertion. If so, then you are perhaps even more ignorant of Arcadia than I calculated. The Sovereign, guide him, is as ineffective as you've suggested, but his advisor, the Consul, is not. These executions, these impulsive attacks, are solely his.
So, your previous sovereign was rather draconian himself, if your own history books are to be believed. Do not have that recurring rod emerged from nowhere.
I could perhaps say the same for you and your reputation for putting profits over people. Instead, I suggest we pivot our discussion back to the real matter at hand.
Salvation Allah. And alive! We should recruit some of those machines as arbiters. No, not really. How could something so lacking in critical to battle?
Hostile in proximity.
After some quick mental calculations, I do see merit in your last declaration. It was a Astonishingly logical, in fact.
How charming that I've surprised an esteemed man such as yourself. In turn, I wish to thank you for toning down your bloviating. I feared we'd still be here next fiscal quarter.
Yes, you must be quite busy between product launches and counting bits. But I will be here as long as it takes to ensure the order isn't taken advantage of by duplicitous actors. I'd like to discuss your efforts on Paradise Island. We may have no physical presence there, but we are watchful. Our observations suggest that matters have been delicate.
The Protectorate's accursed relay destroyed our peaceful, liberated town of Fairfield. Their madness killed many and crushed our productivity.
A tragedy. One that could have been foreseen. Perhaps it is for the best, then, that you did not manage to bring the refugees of Westport to your door? Yes, we heard of that, too. Neither of our... has enough goodwill with the other to proceed directly to an alliance. A swift end to the war is highly improbable.
You had to run a quaint predictive model to come to that conclusion? Did your numbers give any insight into making this more worth my while?
My records do not indicate this sector.
This is a stock.
By my estimation, if we formed an alliance, say... Protectorate hands.
By your estimation? Do explain, how did you arrive at this estimation? What model did you use? Which metrics?
Oh, you see, I'm renowned for my ability to read a room, as we call it in my business, where common sense meets observational data, you might say.
Judging by our earlier intelligence, more enemies lie in wait ahead. DeVries has reinforced herself well, but not well enough. These myriad dead are the clear work of snipers. My armor is reinforced against much, but I care not to test it against high-powered rifles.
Energy capacitor out. Energy is up for grabs.
I can hear you scampering Fine. Cross that bridge and see how well you fare. You're training from a gratuitous battle.
That was a nice exercise, but I suspect our time is more limited than either of us realize. Best move quick, lest those delegates of yours meet a grim end.
each other's throats by the end of this. Is this really what you want?
It'd be foolish to even consider an alliance when you so clearly wish to bend Arcadia to Auntie's will. Should the fighting intensify, and it shall, it will be due to your pride. Presiding Bishop Ruth Bassar already possesses the foresight necessary to lead a colony and better its people. Until you acknowledge this, I fear we will never reach an accord.
Foresight does not win wars. A military's might does. Our very own Officer Carr has proven that, exploiting weaknesses of the Protectorate to great effect. Do you have such guile?
So you think that your people should rule?
Might as well be served up on a platter. We don't have much time.
But Arcadian matters are best suited for Arcadians. We actively collect data to understand how to serve our people, after all. Look no further than the abbot, who welcomed refugees to Matriarch's mercy.
Yet he struggled to feed and house them properly. The poor man was clearly overwhelmed if he couldn't see his right hand was actively undermining him, even with his data.
Meanwhile, Auntie's Choice has done little to alleviate the refugee crisis it helped create. Indeed, my projections may be accurate.
You have a nasty habit of arriving at the wrong time, Commander. History repeats itself, doesn't it? You show up attempting to disrupt my plans, only for me to submit you to an untimely end, though I'd no wish to. I only did what was necessary back on Horizon Point, and I am fully prepared to do so again. These delegates you came to save, I'm killing them both, and any hope for peace will die along with them. This is the only way if we hope to close the rifts before it's too late. Seems that hibernation's only made you more ruthless. It's in your best interest, Commander, to hear me out. I am doing everything with what little power I have to stop the rifts from destroying the galaxy. I am so close. With the right data and the prototype rift modulator hidden away in a Protectorate lab on Praetor, the Order could finally figure out how to control the rifts. But like the Protectorate before them, Auntie's Choice must never have access to that technology. You should. We can't let Auntie's ilk obtain the prototype or the rift data from the Earth Directorate satellite. Combining them means they'd have the power to control the rifts. The Order alone should have this power. They can be trusted to close the rifts. But if they share this knowledge with Auntie's Choice, the entire galaxy's existence will be at risk. You know who these corporatists are, how they deal with their competitors. Imagine now how a war spurred by greed might be won when fought with rifts instead of guns. You see? The Order must not sacrifice their principles for a childish attempt at peace. If they don't complete the mission they started, everything I have done will have counted for nothing.
As a member of the Order for a few decades, I might have something to say about all that. Backing up just a moment, I'm intrigued by your layperson's grasp of Order teachings. Oh, and also your unsophisticated...
And just who in the Void are you supposed to be? Some attention-starved initiate tricked into following the Commander here?
Thank you, but I'll decide when is Marisol Delgado.
Oh, Law, you're... the end point? Just stay back. You won't stop me from doing what I must.
You believe you understand the Order, do you? Being enlisted as an outside agent is nothing compared to a lifetime devoted to contemplation and calculation. I'd suggest you have a superficial understanding at best, and thus ought to seriously reconsider your present course of action.
There's nothing to understand about the Order. It's a mathematical cult deluded into thinking it can govern.
Oh, you don't know, do you? How the paradigm is a fiction. How Protectorate planning was based off Order predictions. And how your perfect
You're trying to rattle me.
Your so-called experts were the ones who set me on this path to begin with. It doesn't matter. Nothing you can say to me will change the issue at hand. If I'm to give the Order the means to close the rifts, the peace talks must end. 2 dead delegates? That's a fair price to pay. We've paid worse.
I shall reduce them to a
Good riddance. Disastrous to imminently catastrophic, this seems... well, we should run!
Quickly, pick up your legs! Watch the ceiling! We've come too far to be crushed by thrice-damned rubble!
This is an urgent message for all Earth Directorate agents. The spatial rift situation has deteriorated significantly. The rifts threatening a majority of our colonies and our Earth Directorate bases, including this one, have entered their final stages. If you see a rift that looks like this, you are in grave danger. You have at most a matter of months before everything in your local system is destroyed. The seriousness of this situation cannot be overstated. Therefore, Directive Alpha Omega is hereby invoked. You are fully authorized to do everything in your power to find a way to close the rifts. Along with this message, the entirety of our rift data has been sent to your local surveillance satellite. Analyze this data. Law willing, you will find a way to unlock any secrets it has resisted yielding to us. The fate of humanity now depends on you.
Acknowledging receipt of emergency mission parameters update, including activation of Directive Alpha Omega. Commander is now released from any and all agent guidelines. I have also detected competing priorities in the new mission objectives. The surveillance data from the satellite confirms DeVries's assertion of a prototype modulator on Praetor that may be used to manipulate rifts. Acquisition is required to be able to bypass any new or existing miniature ground-level rift anomalies you may encounter. You are also tasked with finding a way to process the Earth Directorate rift data. The archive computer on Cloister would be best suited to this purpose. Studies have shown that popular cakes, such as those produced by Auntie's Choice, often contain greater amounts of allowable defects, such as hair, insects, and mammalian excreta. Consumption of such products is not recommended. Understood. No further reminders will be provided regarding Cake. Both Auntie's Choice and the Order have previously controlled the archive, and may be open to working with you to regain access. Seeking their assistance is recommended. Coincidentally, both delegates also escaped the station and have sent messages expressing gratitude. It seems they feel they owe you their lives and have asked to meet with you at their respective headquarters. Returning to mission objectives. Do you have a preference for which to pursue first, Commander? Acknowledge. It is worth noting that the Order of the Ascendant, you have also received a message from Auntie's Choice. Acknowledge. It appears you now have permission to visit Auntie's Choice.
What is wrong with you? How about we start with how you benched me? Even when you knew how important this mission was to me. DeVries is dead, so that's one thing you got right. But I should have been there. I should have been the one to pull the trigger. Oh no, you're not giving me the brush off this time. Give me one good reason why I should spend a single moment more under your command. Wouldn't stay if you begged me. One day, you'll look back on this moment with regret. But I sure as hell won't.
Don't know about you, but that screams experimental rift lab facility to me.
Protectorate control of Praetor has largely been achieved through the maintenance of a blockade. A